What's going on, y'all? What's going on, y'all? So we are back again for another episode review of Love and Hip Hop Miami. This season 4, episode 3. Okay, we pick up literally where we left off with Amada La Negra. Okay, Amada, girl. I'm sorry that I cannot be the person that you wanted me to be. I can't do all doing all this stuff, and I can't be the career, make my career be like Beyonce. I said, girl, what? Oh man. But anyway, so she gets in her feelings. She gets up. Mama is just like, ain't nobody tell you to come down here to DR to fall in love. Okay, what about your career? Your career out here in the States, okay? You got a brand, you know. Amada had to ask Alan, listen, Mama did say something that was poignant, okay? She said, I moved down here for your ass, but would you do the same thing for me? You know, I'll do anything for you, baby. I said, for real, you know, and Amada is still making up excuses for him, okay? Her whole thing is, I'm pretty sure that he would move out there to the United States with me, but he got his businesses out here, plus he got his kids or whatever. Girl, all I hear is excuses, excuses, excuses. Okay, that's all that I hear. You know what I'm saying? So you supposed to pack up your shit and you supposed to go stay with him. Girl, see, this is why I don't date nobody overseas or whatever. And like, it ain't like we moving from LA to New York or from Atlanta to Chicago or to Texas or something like that. Now you moving to a whole nother country. Granted, that's your country, but still, your roots are up in America at this point. But I get it, you know, at the same time, I'm not faulting her because she want to find love, okay? Amada is always looking for love on these shows, okay? Like, it was only one season and a half that she was actually really, really focused on her career. But she intertwined love in the same process, you know what I'm saying? But, you know, her mama tried to talk to her, and Amada was basically like, girl, I understand you want me to work and you want me to be worried about my brand, but I can't just be a working machine for you. And the way that conversation went, you know, I like the Mara mama, but I'm just like, girl, do you see your daughter as a money maker or do you see her as a human being? Because, you know, she was just so concerned about her career and her brand. And, you know, like she said, girl, I ain't finna be Beyonce. She was like, well, you don't have to be Beyonce. You don't have to mimic Beyonce, but you want her to be up there. I said, Beyonce really is the staple, bitch. Okay, you could have said Shakira, could have said Gloria Estefan, okay? You could have said Celia Cruz, but you said Beyonce. But hey, it is what it is, you know? That's my girl, okay? And I love all those people that I mentioned too. But at the same time, I'm just like, the girl need a break. And if she wants to take a break, I mean, we're in the middle of a pandemic, and if she want to take a break and she want to go find love and put down roots, and if she want to go a different path, let her do that. You are her mother. She's not going to stop supporting you financially. I'm sure about that, because you're going to guilt trip her into doing it, but still let her do what she want to do, okay? The girl been doing this for years since she was a kid, and I feel so sorry for people who literally like she said, she don't even remember her childhood because that's all she been doing is working. She even had a trigger warning. She had a eating disorder at one point. She was bulimic, okay, for the ages of 14, 15, you know, 16. She had like 2 occasions that I think she went to the hospital, whatever. She said, and she don't even feel like she's 100% healed from that, you know. Not saying that she's still bulimic now, but she's just not healed from it, the trauma of it and everything. And you just don't see that your daughter is kind of suffering in silence, and she's trying to scream out to you that, damn bitch, just let me live right quick, okay? I'll get back to it, but let me go play off on the side for a minute and let me come back. Maybe I don't want to shake my ass all my life, okay? Like I said, I feel sorry for them people that, you know, literally from the age of young, you know, growing up and being in the spotlight. Beyonce, Michael Jackson, all of them, okay? Because look at it. Girl, I would never want to be a goddamn celebrity, okay? Never. Never. Keep me behind the scenes, bitch. Okay, let me be the carry on, okay? I ain't got time for that. Meanwhile, we get over here to the States, and who did we get? We get this new girl named Florence La Leche, okay? And she says she's the queen of Kumpa, okay? And she says, I hope I'm saying it right, Kumpa is like this music, Haitian, from Little Haiti, you know, this Haitian type of music or whatever. It sounds good to me, okay? You put a dope bass line up there, some drums or whatever, bitch, and a little rhythm, go to it. Girl, I'm all here for it. That's why I love reggaeton. I love, you know, all that type of stuff, okay? I love all that soca, dance hall, all of that. Reggae, you know, girl, music. Love it. I don't understand people who don't. But anyway, you know, she doing her thing. She was just telling us, listen, I'm the queen of this music. You know, I was born and raised up in Little Haiti or whatever, and I'm doing what I gotta do. You know, I've been having crowds each and everywhere. You know, traveling the world, up in Chile, up in here, up in there, up in there. You know, big crowds and all this stuff. You know, my momentum was going great, and then the pandemic hit. And then I started to lose momentum. Okay, she got this restaurant, bar, whatever that she has, and she's behind the bar. Mind you, she had to perform earlier, and she's behind the bar bartending because they short staff. I said, child, what? Well, you a good one, bitch, because I'd be pissed. But you got to do what you got to do to make your money and make sure your establishment is still running. And, you know, we get introduced to her husband named Marlon. He and her been together for 14, no, they've been married for 13 years. I think they got 3 boys. And at this point, something about Marlon, I said you with them shades on and it's very much light up in there. Okay, why do you have your shades on in there? It just, I don't know. I didn't get a good feeling about Marlon, okay? You know, something about him just seems a little sneaky, a little grimy. I'm not too sure yet. And even when she was sitting there trying to talk to her sister, I like the fact that she went over there to everybody and was asking, was they good? You know, you need something else? Her sister was there taking pictures, Gael. And she was like, girl, we going to take this drink. Gael said, listen, bitch, I'm already fucked up, okay? So she was like, no, you're going to take another drink. I said, okay, now whatever happens, happens. That's what I would have said. I already told you I'm messed up, okay? I had enough. Now whatever happens, happens. So they go to the bar, and her husband's standing there with this girl. And, you know, after they just had a conversation as to why they're short staff or whatever, because she was trying to understand where's everybody at, you know, so he got to hire some more people. He talking to some girl. She was like, what y'all over there doing? You know, and he was like, you know, it's like this bartending stuff or whatever. And she showed her the page or whatever. And she was like, all right, okay, cool. You know, and she let it go. You know, she said she know how her husband be. He can come out very friendly and people can think that, you know, they out there doing something, but he not really doing it to you, okay, in your presence. Because that exchange didn't look right to me a little bit, but I would have just been like, oh, okay. Because then old girl had to come out and say, no numbers was exchanged, no numbers was exchanged, nothing like that. All right. So we're going to get to see more about their story. I'm actually kind of interested just because she's new, okay? Meanwhile, Noriega is throwing a party for his wife's birthday, you know, and they having a good time. And next thing you know, Ray J. Ray J and Princess coming back to car and they come up in there. You know, he had to let us know that he gonna be back up in Hollywood. He bi-coastal, okay? He bi-coastal. That's what he is. You know what I'm saying? You know, so he cool with Noriega. They've been knowing each other. You know, they was talking about having married friends and stuff like that. He was like, yeah, I be out here doing what I do, you know, drinking and smoking and going hanging out. But the thing is, I still come home at night. When he said that, Ray J was looking like, Even Noriega said, when I sent you down there in Vegas and I had my wife, it was like, we don't bring wives out there to Vegas. Meanwhile, Princess over there having a conversation with Neri, and, you know, they was like, you know, having a similar things going on in their relationship because they're with husbands that actually really out there working and, you know, leaving them at home with the kids and, you know, thinking that they can do whatever. And then meanwhile, you know, Princess did bring up, now did Princess said they were getting a divorce and then Ray J said they were getting a divorce? Because it sounded like they got their wires crossed, as if Princess is thinking they still getting a divorce and Ray J think that they pulled the divorce off the table. But I'm pretty sure they're not getting a divorce at this point. But we shall see how this stuff gonna go. Girl, Ray J, I didn't know Ray J was 40 years old. Damn, everybody is getting old. That means, bitch, I'm old too. Okay, they older than me, but shit. 40 years old? Girl, I'll be there in a few years. I'll be there in a few years, and I'm mad about it because what have I... Anyway, moving on from that. So, we get Ace Hood and Shayla Marie. You know, she's doing a little meditating. He's doing a little, boxing or whatever. And basically, she was talking about the fact that she's dealt with severe depression and anxiety. And, you know, Ace Hood come over there to talk to her and ask her how she doing. And she was like, oh, so now you want to ask me how I'm doing? You should have asked me that at 2:30 in the morning when I was up and I was laying in the bed just looking like, you know. And he was like, well, she was dealing with anxiety. She had an anxiety attack, and you know that is the exact reason why she did not have her mother out there at the Mother's Day brunch the day before, because her mother also deals with severe anxiety, and she didn't want to have her mother there to be put on the spot, be embarrassed, and you know overwhelmed with everything that was going on. And so Ace was basically like, I'm thinking like, can she handle this herself and can she move forward, move through it? And that's not the response that you're supposed to give somebody that is going through something and then they're confronting you about it. And I understand the reason why he said that, because like he said, he did not grow up in a household that they dealt with stuff like that. And what he was saying, it's kind of true with a lot of black households, okay? A lot of black households. A lot of us don't believe in therapy. I ain't gonna say, when I say us, I'm just trying to generalize a little bit. But a lot of black households don't believe in therapy. They don't believe in, trying to get down to the base of what's going on in your life and the reason why you're feeling the way that you're feeling. It's always, you better pray to God about it or you better suck it up or whatever. And knowing that, not realizing that you can also use therapy in conjunction with prayer. You know what I'm saying? That helps, because just because you pray about it don't mean that it's going to alleviate or get down to the bottom exactly why you're going through what you're going through, and not saying that you shouldn't pray. You know what I'm saying? But that's just how some black households are. And he said he grew up like that. He didn't see nobody with anxiety and depression and stuff. And if they did have it, he didn't know that that's what was going on. And if they cried or whatever, his mom and the stepdad would basically like, stop that. You don't do no stuff like that. Give them a whooping and stuff, and he just has to understand the signs of what's going on. So therefore, he grew up being emotionally unavailable. And now that he's with somebody else, he has to understand that you cannot be emotionally unavailable, especially someone who already told you before they got married and when y'all got together that I do suffer from depression and I do suffer from severe anxiety, okay? And this what happens and whatever, it just caught him off guard because he said he never saw it like that. So, she said the whole thing with the brunch and his mom, it was very triggering. It would have been, and I saw it. I saw it when you look back at the last week's episode, especially when the mom was when Ace was giving her praises or whatever, and then when the mom, you saw it change a little bit right then and there. Okay, she was stressed out trying to get the stuff together, and then when he started talking about the mother and giving her praises or whatever, she kind of changed a little bit in her demeanor. You can tell it was like she was shrinking back. Okay, and then when the mother said thing about her being a mother, becoming a mother and all that stuff, you saw it in her face. All right, and so he just has to be more aware and be actually available to her. And they worked it out for right then and there, okay? Meanwhile, we get Florence, okay? She has this beauty bar that's about to open. It's a big thing. It's supposed to be opening up in 2 weeks on Haitian Flag Day, which is a really big thing in the Haitian community. I just love me some Caribbean folks. Let me tell you something. I appreciate y'all so much. Y'all are beautiful people. Y'all I don't care what nobody say, they bring so much to the culture, okay? Y'all culture, to the African American, when y'all come over, okay, and put y'all influence in African culture, Haitian culture, Jamaican culture, bitch, the whole Caribbean islands and all that stuff. It's just beautiful. I love it, okay? And y'all just, the women. Girl, I always wanted. Let me stop because I can go on and on. I appreciate everybody. I appreciate melanin folks. Okay, like you will always get love from me. Okay, but anyway, moving on. Girl, I'm a little flustered. Anyway, moving on. Even that, moving on from that, she got this beauty bar that's supposed to be opening up, and like I said, they supposed to have a grand opening in 2 weeks on Haitian Flag Day, which is very important. And she was like looking at the place, and it's not really done. Stuff not all the way painted, stuff not all the way boarded up and fixed or whatever. They trying to convince her that it's gonna be done. We gonna get it done. You don't have to worry. And she is worried because she's been heavily promoting this on her Instagram. She already got 2,000 people RSVPing, and it's just a lot. So then she goes ahead and she does this interview with this famous Haitian blogger, just talking about her backstory and how she's from Haiti. She came over here when she was young, and unfortunately her father passed away, and she's basically out here just living the American dream. She said her father passed away when she was 4 years old, so her mother had to take on all the responsibility of raising them, and she did the best that she could, and she out here doing it, you know what I'm saying? So that's that. Hopefully she get her thing open on time. Meanwhile, we get Ray J, Nori, and Neri and Princess, okay? So this is like the married couple, you know, they doing double dates and stuff, and that's probably what Ray J needed, okay? Ray J probably, to calm his ass down, he needed a married couple that is not on that mess. Okay, we can still chill and do what we want to do, but we also got to realize that, you know, we older and we also are husbands. Okay, and I feel like at this point, just by looking, Nori is a good fit for that for right now. Okay, a good influence. You know what I'm saying? You know, they was on their way, Nori, they was on their way to go see Princess in Ray J's new house. They passed by her juice bar. You know, Nori, he's over it, okay? He is over it. Meanwhile, the men's supposed to be at the house and they supposed to be cooking for them, for the women. And, you know, while they in there doing that, they can't cook at this point. You know, they just, Ray J, I can't do the blood. I can't do nothing with the blood. I said, boy, shut up, okay? You're 40 years old. Grow up, okay? Anyway, so, you know, Neri and Princess, they were just talking about the projects that they got going on, and you know, Neri talking about her juice bar and how that's coming along, and you know, Princess was giving her story about how she was trying to open up like a nail bar or something, and she paying $5,000 a month for something that didn't open up, and she was trying to reconstruct it from the ground up, you know, and it was taking like 2 years and she still couldn't even open it up, you know, and Neri was just a little bit worried because she don't want that to happen. Basically, I think that, you know, she says that the bar is supposed to open up in July. Now, I don't know if she's saying July 2021. Is that what that was supposed to be? Because anybody down there in Miami, is the juice bar open? Let me know. So we get Florence again, you know, she's with her boys. We get introduced to them. Pino, who is the oldest, Hakeem or Akeem, no, Xavier, and then Akeem, okay? I think Akeem. Girl, she got three of them motherfuckers, okay? And they all look like her, okay? But you know, she says she's very much family oriented. That's all that she's about, really. Outside of her work, she's very much family oriented. You know, her husband comes in, she's asking the boys, who do you want to fix your breakfast, me or my daddy? And they say who that is, and you know, they sit down, have a little discussion. You know, this was scripted. But do you remember how you want to know how me and your mom met in the club? Yeah, he told me that, you know, he couldn't find his phone or whatever, so he used my phone to find his phone. So when he called his phone was right there in his pocket. I said, that was, all right. You know, he was like, I had a whole bunch of girlfriends before, but it was something about your mama that just really made me say, you know. She was like, oh, so you had a whole bunch of girlfriends? I said, girl, you know he did. Just look at him. Just look at him. But that was cute. Meanwhile, we get Amada La Negra and her mama. They didn't cool down from the night before. They walking through the mama's old neighborhood in Santo Domingo, DR. And she was just talking about how it was for her growing up. You know, she went through so much, you know, out here on the streets. You got people out here fighting and, you know, shootings and, you know, drinking alcohol. I said, girl, we do all that up in the States. What's the difference, okay? You know, basically, she was just talking about how her life was out there and she didn't have a lot of things. And, you know, she wanted her daughter to do more than what she has. And now that her daughter has more than her, that's what she want her to follow, her dreams and stuff. And, you know, that's why she came over here to the United States at 17 years old with no money or whatever. And, you know, Amada already said that, you know, some of the stuff that her mother told her and was saying the night before is kind of weighing down on her at this point. So she don't really know. Now, at this point, I'm going to be honest. The TV, I don't know, was it doing this on y'all stuff? Because it's not raining out here. But it started acting up around towards the end of the scene with Amara and her mama. I don't know what was said, but, you know, they going to be all right. That girl probably still, she back down in Miami right now probably. So, Shayla, you know, she has a little picnic or whatever with her mom, and, you know, they just catching up and, you know, just to make up for not being able to see her on Mother's Day. And then they get into the little history of them, and we see that her mom is not black, and she tells us that, I don't know, is she white? Okay, because she could be something else, but, you know, well, she did say the white side of her family, so yeah, she's white. You know, she gives a little background. Her mother is white. Her father is black. They got divorced when she was younger. And then her mother got married to a white man, and then she had another sister. And you know, the whole growing up being the only black person in a white family, or you know, just different, it just, you know, threw her off, and she gave her mother hell because she was a teenager, because you know, she was angry, and you know, she just thought that her mother didn't like her because she was black, so there was the disconnect. And you know, she basically assumed a lot of things about her mother, and when it comes to raising a black child, you know what I'm saying, as if she didn't know, and she didn't want her, or she just didn't like her, or whatever. And that wasn't the case. You know, she was projecting a lot. But you know, I like the way that she was able to express the way that she felt to her mother about growing up in a predominantly white household, and not being able to connect with the white side of the family, not knowing the black side of the family, even though the other relatives and siblings were like spread around. She didn't really connect with them because she couldn't get to them. And you know, she just felt lonely, I guess. You know, the odd man out, the odd woman out. But you know, she told her that, and then she also saw that her mother did the best that she could. So, you know, and she applied her for her efforts for trying to raise her right. And you can tell that the mom most definitely did what she could, because you could tell that Shayla still has a lot of respect for the mother, and the mother has love and respect for her. So that was a good meeting. And you know, she did tell her about the miscarriage, and you know, her mama's gonna be there for her. Mamas don't want to see their babies going through nothing, regardless, unless they cold-hearted. We got some cold-hearted bitches out there, okay? But I like that little interaction between her and her mom. So at the end of this episode, Amada, you know, she decided to go back to Miami with her mother, and she had Alan to come over, and she had the nerve. Let me tell you this, okay? To be quite honest, I'm on the fence of how Alan reacted, because on the one hand, I can get being like in my feelings that, damn, you know, my girl about to leave right about now, and I didn't even get a chance to like kick it with her before. She didn't tell me this in advance, because at this point I was thinking that, you know, she might stay at least for a few more days or whatever, and then kind of leave or whatever. But you know, now you're telling me that you're about to go, and you just basically listen to your mom. You let your mama guilt trip you into staying or to leaving. But then by his reaction also, he gives me controlling tease. I don't want to say abuse, but he give me like, if he get Amada, like he really wants Amada buy herself away from her mom so he can control and do whatever it is he wants to her. Okay, like, you're not gonna have a career. Your career is gonna be at home with the kids, and that's it. Okay, he gives me that type of controlling, you know, emotional abuse tease. Okay, he gives me that, and I just did not get a really good vibe from this interaction. Granted, I understand being upset or in your feelings because your girl about to leave, but you know, it was just a lot. Okay, it was just his tone when he took them glasses off. I said, what you about to do? Put them back on. Because it was just the way he took them off and looked at her. I said, the cameras is rolling. Just in case you want to try something. The cameras are rolling. They're going to get it on there, okay? But, you know, like I said, I understand him being upset. But something about him I just don't trust. It just makes me uneasy. And then, you know, I was 100% with him, okay? But then again, no, I wasn't. But then again, I understood it. When she asked him, I said, after all of this, no, I was with him. I was with him. Listen, you ain't gonna tell me the day of that you about to leave after I'm thinking that you gonna stay, okay? And then gonna ask me if I can take y'all to the airport. No, I'm not gonna take you to the airport. Okay, I'm not gonna do that. He said I'll call you an Uber, but I ain't finna take you to no airport. Girl, that was funny to me. And when she asked her, listen, can I you shouldn't want to be like, how do y'all feel? Would you be with somebody who don't get along with your mother or your father, your parents, you know? Depending on which parent you feel more strongly with, or you go to more, because some people don't have both of their parents in their life. How do you feel about that? Would you still be with them, or would you kind of let that relationship go? Put it down in the comments. But when Amada asked for a kiss, that motherfucker got close to her like he was about to kiss her, and kissed her on the cheek and walked away. I said, now that's some petty shit I do and then regret it later, okay? I said, Mr. Allen, we ain't have to go that far. Meanwhile, Florence, trouble is a brewing with Florence, baby. You just got on here, okay? And we already up in your tea right about now, baby. Okay, Florence is in there, putting out another PSA about her opening and everything. Her sister come up in there like, girl, you really finna open this up? You think you finna open this up on time? Girl, I already know what it is. I'm gonna be open, okay? Woo, woo, woo. And she was like, listen, what's going on? It's Marlon, okay? Like, he ain't been coming home. He didn't come home last night. Now, when we saw that scene when he was talking to the kids or whatever, she asked him, you came home late or whatever. He was like, yeah, I was just working. You know what I'm saying? She she brought up the fact that he came home late, then. This time he hasn't come home. And the sister was like, Gaia was like, what you think going on? You think he out there doing something? Of course you think, and I think he out there doing something. Apparently, he done already cheated or had something going on with some girls out there in Haiti, and then was talking about some, he couldn't resist temptation at that point, but he's sorry, and, he'll never do it again. And at this point, she don't believe him. She don't believe him. She thinks he's lying, which if you think is lying and you don't believe it and your gut is telling you, 9 out of 10 you're right, especially when he has a history of doing it. Baby, you came up on this scene and you made it seem like your man was all to the good, okay? And then dropped a bomb on us that we kind of figured out already that he ain't shit, okay? And then to further, let me tell you this, the sister ain't shit either. If you was in this situation and you see and you knew that your sister or your brother, mate or whatever was out here cheating, especially with somebody in your crew, would you keep that to yourself or would you tell your sister or your brother? Mama said that Marlon was out here fucking my homegirl. She was like, he fucking my bitch. He had sex with my bitch, okay? Recently. I said, so you was just gonna sit on this situation? You weren't gonna tell your sister that? Bitch, I'm telling my sister, okay? That's not what we doing. I don't keep secrets like that. I don't care if I like you or not, because what you won't do, blood is thicker than water in that instance. And my sister will come first, and I'm telling her, bitch, I saw your nigga, and I know how you feel, but I'm just telling you because I don't want you to think that I'm holding something back. And I ain't trying to break your shit up, but I'm telling you what I saw. And do with the information as you will. If you want to stay with him, just know that this is what's going on. Sister should have been said something. She shouldn't have waited till something like this popped out to say something. But anyway, that was Love and Hip Hop Miami. Y'all tell me how y'all felt about the episode, and I'll see y'all later. Peace.